and welcome. Welcome to another episode of The Relationship Theory. Here we take difficult emotions in and talk them out like they are a regular conversation. Tonight, coping as a professional. This topic actually hits deep and true to my heart for one reason. As a professional, you are not given much space for your talent to be at rest. You're not, as an entrepreneur, given much space to allow your entrepreneurial skills to be at peace. Now, there's one reason why, for this one major reason why, and that reason is going to be most often you are doing it alone. So you won't have much time for rest. Of course, you need to be good at what you do. Of course. Nonetheless, you are not receiving rest. You're not being given rest for your talent as a professional, as a skilled person, as an entrepreneur in any field that regards you as one of the best, that encourages you to be one of the elite, or that is just mainly your desire to be a champion, or to attain high status. These things are not suggesting rest. They are not giving you rest. The idea of them, before you have them, before you believe you have them, are not being given rest. You're most likely around plenty of people who suggest to you that if you are going to be the best, you have to work hard at it, and you have to do X, Y, Z to get there. All the while not actually being there themselves. You might be receiving advice from people who teach you how to cope with life outside of your life as a professional. No one divides the line between the life of a professional and the life of an everyday typical craftsman of some type of product or service or industry, or member of an industry, or individual of society who provides a service. No one divides that line for you. No one provides that line anyway. And I understand. We all have some part to play in society, in the economy in which we are governed, and play a part in facilitating. Don't get me wrong. We are not at the mercy of this system. We play a part an integral role, an essential role. But no one divides this. So it is very important for us to have an investment and to be invested. You must have some sort of value to contribute to the space in which you live. You were born here. You came with a purpose. It's up to you to find that purpose. Therein lies your talent as a professional, as an everyday thinker, member of society, and the economy that rolls forth from you, as it were. Say. As it were. Either. But no one tells you how to cope. And it's very simple how to cope, actually. We have celebrities as one of the easiest marks of learning how to cope with a system that, when you're amongst other members of the society, seem to encourage this impeccable and impossible workload each and every day. It looks so good to have this much work to do. Not understanding it's the minimal and incremental, consistent effort and progress that you invest, that you put in. That is what matters. But as a professional, you know this. That is a rule. And yet to cope as a professional, no one tells you how to do it. Inspiration, one of the things that most people covet, whether they say it or not, they are most certainly envious of it, is something that seems to get in the way of most. It seems to supply procrastination to people who inspiration does not regularly come to. But those people too have a place in life, but they are not to be mixed with the variety, with the various other members to whom inspiration belongs and approaches with confidence and convenience. These things belong to them, and by these things I mean these coping patterns belong to them, and coping patterns to whom inspiration does not arrive so easily, there's a particular pattern that belongs to them as well. The communication between these two is where it gets mixed up. When you're told to cope as a professional, you're told to cope as a professional as though you were one to whom inspiration does not approach easily. So you must do. As a professional, turn to look around, and all you see are people who are not as professional as you, telling you, as the professional, what to do. Not understanding it is inspiration that guides your ability to create, not to cope. But for the one who is not a professional, inspiration and creation is coping. Coping as a professional has a different price tag. It comes at a different price. It comes with a different price tag, pain point. And as a creationist, as the one who creates, produces, these values, this potential, this process, these processes are not coping mechanisms. So when you as a professional are attempting to cope with life, I suggest you rest, not work harder. those with a lack of a profession or talent when it comes to you have no say, are not allowed to offer you advice. And this is my take on how you deal with a life to whom purpose has found. That's this episode of The Relationship Theory. Addendum: that is not this episode of The Relationship Theory. I did say that this topic was a deep one. Forgive me. But to whom purpose has found, you have a different reality. You have a different process. You have a different inspiration. Rest can be as an inspiration as a professional. Rest can be an inspiration as a professional. Not hard work, harder work, a different variety of work, multiple workloads. Unless the work you have as a professional in different places work together to provide you the rest that you need, or is built into the system of your ability to produce, rest. And don't let anyone who is unprofessional tell you how to cope. You're a professional. You think these people consider, think about this for a minute. You are an artist, a musician, a writer, a producer, a performer, a creator of some kind. People consume your content. People consume some sort of media when it comes to you. And I say media in a very, very general way. And you believe that you're meant to cope with life the same way the people who are meant to be your audience cope with life? Your audience use you to cope with life. Your audience uses you to cope. This is almost like asking, well, who does the leader go to for leadership advice? It's almost like asking, that's this episode of The Relationship